What's up guys, and welcome back to the video series detailing the greatest Zelda speedrun achievement ever. Last time we looked at the 100% no-up A category, and this time we're doing a double feature with any percent and swordless, which both offer unique challenges to runners. If you haven't watched the first video, I recommend pausing and giving it a watch now, since there's a lot of relevant information in it that will help you understand this video better. But for now, let's get right into it. The any percent run for The Legend of Zelda is one of the most popular categories with a very optimized route. Instead of diving into every dungeon, grabbing every item and significant collectible, you need only to collect the items that will allow you to beat the game as fast as possible on the current route. Unlike 100% no up A, this one allows the use of up plus A and utilizes a feature to save time in a number of places, which we'll look at in a bit. There are many routes that have been tried and iterated on for the any percent category, but the current world record route does the dungeons in the following order. And just a reminder, the dungeons are numbered in the order they appear in the casual game to avoid confusion. The current world record route is set up so you can purchase the blue candle after dungeon 1 and before entering dungeon 5. There are two candles that you can get in the run, red and blue. They both serve the same function, but the blue candle can only be used once a screen, where the red candle has unlimited uses per screen. The blue candle needs to be purchased from a vendor, which is why after clearing level 4, you need to make sure you have at least 50 rupees. That way you can pick up the 30 rupees in the secret cave and purchase the blue candle before doing level 5. If players instead wanted to get the red candle, they would have to go to dungeon 7 and get the upgrade for it. This route eliminates the need to do that, as you don't even grab the red candle in dungeon 7 on this route, so you save time and not having to go to those rooms. Since the current route revolves around getting enough rupees to buy a candle in the early game, a runner by the name of Eunos got interested in the any percent category in 2016 due to a possible manipulation with the money-making game. Money-making game, or MMG for short, is a game where you're given 3 options of rupees in front of you and you need to pick one. One of the rupees will always give Link a prize of plus 50 or plus 20 rupees, and the other 2 options will always take away rupees from your current total. One of the negative options is always minus 10, and the other has equal odds of being minus 10 or minus 40. If a manipulation could be found for MMG, there would be a change in the route that saved time, as you wouldn't have to include places to farm rupees in the route, but could get them quickly by exploiting the game. A manipulation was found for MMG by Eunos that involves how RNG works in Zelda and using frame rules to guarantee profitable drops. It's quite technical, so I'll leave a link to the video explaining it below. But all you need to know for now is that performing certain actions on your way to the cave in a certain amount of time on a certain frame rule will get you the outcome you want. The manipulation wasn't able to be routed into the any percent run, but was worked into other categories, which we'll cover later. This didn't stop Eunos from improving the any percent route though, so let's have a look at what he did. The new route Eunos devised has a few spots where the up plus A glitch can be used to save time. The first is at the wood sword, which saves about 0.7 seconds as you don't have to wait for the fanfare to play and walk out of the cave. There are lots of other places where it's used in this category, but the biggest time save is at the recorder in level 5. If you up plus A here, it saves about 25 seconds of walking over the old route. Using the route developed by Eunos, Lack was able to achieve the first sub 28 in June 2017.
Nice speedrun.
A tournament was held in any percent during 2019 and had a lot of top players from other categories jumping into any percent with the route Eunos created. A runner by the name of RC Drone got the world record with a 27:48 during this time, and a couple weeks later, Eunos himself would take the world record with a 27:47. It was this time that Lack had to conquer as part of his sweep, and he did it with a time of 27:40 flat, which is where the any percent record is currently.
Dang, not a 3x. It's over. What a choke in level 9, but we did it. It's over.
The swordless category is one of the toughest records to attain for a few reasons. The main reason being that it's ruthlessly punishing to even the most experienced players, and the second being that the route has gone through a huge overhaul from what the previous world record holders used. Lack was no stranger to this category or the old route, as he held the record for some time. The old category was very reliant on bombs as the main source of damage for killing enemies and bosses, which made managing your bomb count essential. The main differences in the old route were that you picked up the wand as a main source of damage a level earlier, avoided grabbing a bomb upgrade, and made use of bomb counts very heavily in the early stages of the run, which can cost time in the mid to late game by requiring you to farm bombs, and was extremely reset heavy. A runner by the name of Rooslugs came along and optimized the old route to the current one being used today, and with the help of Kingdoll, they created a much more dynamic route for beating the game without a sword. The first thing Rooslugs did was route in more damage sources besides the magic wand and a heavy reliance on the use of bombs. In this new route, the player gets the bomb upgrade early to reduce the need to farm bombs in the mid and late game, allowing for a more consistent run overall. In addition to the bomb upgrade, the bow is also picked up since arrows have great attack speed, and the boomerang is picked up as well since it allows for quick bomb drop forcing, rupee savings, and enemy stuns which come in handy in Dungeon 9. A big part of what adds consistency to this run is that Rooslugs scripted kills in dungeons 5 and 6 that would maximize bomb drops, which allows for a more stable mid-game until you're able to pick up the wand. Scripted kills and forced bomb drops might sound like glitches, but they're actually a mechanic in the game, or more plainly, an understanding of the item drop table the game uses when deciding what item to give you after killing an enemy. Without getting into too much detail, the item drop table decides what item to give you based on two metrics: the number of enemies you have killed, and what enemy group the enemy you just killed belongs to. So if you kill your 5th enemy and it belongs to Group A, it has a chance to drop a rupee. It also brings the counter up to 5. If you then kill an enemy from Group B, it has a chance to drop a bomb, and the counter will then be at 6. With this in mind, for the new route, Rooslugs performs an intentional reset of the game after getting the ladder, as this normalizes the item drop table. From here, he kills a specific sequence of enemies, which guarantees some drops and adds additional chances of getting choice drops in certain rooms to help out the run. This allows runs with poor RNG to still have a chance at finishing, and if you're already getting good RNG, the use of this strategy gives you a lot of breathing room going into the late game. Lack had his work cut out for him with this category. With a new route to learn on top of the difficulty inherent to the swordless run, it wasn't going to be easy to take this record. Rooslugs was Lack's main competition for this category, and a quick look at the leaderboard shows they traded the record back and forth, with Lack's first new route run coming in at 35.09. Just 30 seconds behind Rooslugs' record of 34.39. With Lack within striking distance of this record, Rooslugs came back with a 34.14, and Lack answered this in kind by posting a 34.30, which was his first 34 time, a full 39 seconds ahead of his last PB and 16 seconds from the world record. Most of these runs that Lack and Rooslugs were doing were just optimizations of the route. Since this is a very volatile run, anything can go wrong at any second, costing runners precious seconds in a very tight race for world record. But after this back and forth, it wouldn't take long for Lack to take the swordless world record, because 3 days after posting his 34.30, this happened.
Yeah, baby. That's a world record. That is sick. Let's go. What a run. What a run. Holy cow. That was absolutely awesome.
Lack achieved a time of 32.26, beating his PB by 2 minutes and 4 seconds, and taking Rooslugs' world record by 1 minute and 48 seconds. In the next video, we'll look at all of the more obscure categories, and in part 4, we will cover the final record Lack needed to collect, which happens to be his favorite, the second quest category. Thanks for watching, and if you want more speedrun content like this, be sure to subscribe, and join the Discord, as we're always talking about records and new videos in the pipeline. Until next time.